Hello and welcome back to the Red Lantern. I am Sarah. Welcome to this week's midweek morning morsel. Pining for peace. As I spoke about in the last episode, I touched briefly upon making decisions and being so afraid and so full of fear and grief and shock. I just couldn't make decisions. I think when we are in that situation, we can't make decisions very well. And when it's just one big decision after another over a span of almost 2 years or however long it might be for you, you get decision fatigued and then you start second guessing yourself. And then you also start thinking, I'm sick of change. And so you just don't make changes. You don't make decisions. You just keep the status quo. And sometimes status quo is really good. It helps you get through times and seasons in your lives. And it served us very well for 2 years. But I know that things need to change now. Things with the school, with my children need to change. I now have to get a job that is a major change for our family. And I think, how am I going to get all this done? I'm the only parent here, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And last week I woke up on a Monday and I thought, okay, you cannot get what you need in your life personally until you get your children squared away. You need to get their lives and their schooling under control. You need to make a decision is really what it came down to for me. And all last week, that's what I did. I was just making calls and meeting people and filling out forms. And it felt good to be going in a different direction, a direction that I knew was going to be better for my children. And last week seemed to have a lot of wins for us as a family. My 16-year-old daughter got a job at a really cool place, and she's over the moon, and it's going to be a great opportunity for her. And that same day, I had a job interview, and it went really well. I didn't get the job, but the potential's there, and I'm going in for an in-person interview next week. And who knows if I'll get it. But I was excited about it. It was all good. It was a good experience. Taking the scales off my eyes, I'm able to see what is needed now in our lives, what I need to do, what more big changes need to happen in order for us to be a successful and healthy family. And it's not easy. It's exhausting. It pulls at my emotions all over again because I'm always reminded of why I'm having to do all of this. I think the goal for me, and I don't know if other grievers experience this, but I really have to compartmentalize this event in my life. And I don't know how to do that because everything that I am doing is because my husband was killed. And it's a constant reminder. And when you're reminded of something that was so horrific, it's hard to be at peace. We, as a family, we need some wins here. And last week, it seemed like wins were happening. And so when I went to Mass on Sunday with the kids, I felt a peace. I felt this wonderful clarity. I felt that everything was going to be okay. And in a large part, I felt very similarly to how I felt when Dan was alive, meaning that I could accomplish things. I felt like I was going to be able to do this, that I am going to be able to get my kids where they need to go and get them the best possible education, and that I will be able to get the perfect part-time job, and that I will be able to keep this house organized and do all the repairs and get us where we need to go all by myself, that I will be able to do all this plus get meals on the table. And I was in Mass, I was praying to God, please let this feeling last. Please give me this perpetual peace. And we left Mass, and it's a beautiful day. Everything was wonderful. As the day progressed, I realized I've got so much organizing, so much paperwork that's just piled up. It's unbelievable. and I'm going through 2 years of paper. And I decided to call my aunt and uncle because I guess I just needed diversion. I just had to stop. I thought, let's just reconnect with somebody positive. And they are just lovely people. They wanted to know about our week last week, and I was telling them all the highlights. And as I was talking to my aunt and uncle about this positivity and this potential of this stuff, I paused and I said to them, I'm just realizing that I don't want to get too excited about it anymore, because who knows if it'll happen. And the odds are that this good stuff won't happen for our family. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because I want to feel good and I want to be positive. I felt so good last week, and on Sunday I felt better than I felt in 2 years. But today, Monday morning, I am right back where I have been. This mentality that nothing is going to work out for us, that I'm not going to be able to do it, that I'm not going to be able to carry all of this, and that I'm not going to be successful at it, that I'm going to have to keep giving up more and more things to survive. And I don't want to be in this place. What I think's going to happen to me is in many years, I'm going to be able to look back, obviously, and think, okay, you survived, which is what I can do now currently. That's what you can do now with your grief. You can look back and say, okay, I have survived the day, I have survived the week, I've survived the months and the years. I want to have more moments where I know I'm going to be okay because God is guiding me. And then I'm fearful that these good things won't happen. And then does that mean because God wasn't here? No, that's not what that means. And in a weird way, it's almost like a game that I play, that maybe if all this stuff does work out, then I have been listening to God, and then I am going the direction He wants me to go. And therefore, He is with me. I need to find peace that no matter what, I'm trying to do the best that I can with what have been given, and that I do love God, and that I do know He is there with me. Do I wish I could see Him and hear Him more and just have peace? Yes, I do. I know that there's more to this life than this struggle, than this decay that we're around, that we're always fighting. And it really, it just breaks my heart how sad I am today. I wouldn't say I'm hopeless. I just don't think that the good things that were happening last week are going to continue, and that they're not going to come to fruition. And I pray that in the weeks to come, I can get back on here and say, you know what? They did come to fruition. And if not all of them, some of them, or most of them did. We need some wins. We're going to be okay. And where is God's hand in all of this? It's here. And sometimes I don't see it. And sometimes I don't feel it. I want to let go of this anger. But I am very angry that I am left in this situation. And this is not a situation that is unique. This happens to millions of people. They're left alone without their spouse, and they're left to raise the kids on their own. I suppose as time passes, I will find more peace. I want that peace. I want to live with peace, and I want to have happiness, and no matter what happens in my life. So I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to turn on some good music. I'm going to open up the windows and let the light in. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to keep moving forward. And that's what we all have to do. We just have to keep moving forward, even when we feel yuck, even when we feel like we're going backwards. God is always working. I am surrendering. I'm trying to surrender. And that is where the peace is. That is where the peace lies for us. P-E-A-C-E. Peace. That's what we need. This is a longer midweek morning morsel. Thought I could get in here and just get it done, but It's really heavy for me today. And I don't like that. I wanna be a positive person, and I wanna be somebody that people can look at and say, "You know what? She's doing it, I can do it." And we can. I am gonna do it, and you are gonna do it. It's just it's not in our time. It's not our timeline. Just keep doing the right things, and things will fall into place, even if it doesn't feel it, because it doesn't feel like it for me now, but maybe by the end of this week or next week, I'm gonna have a better idea, better understanding of the direction my family is going. I don't have control in the end, but I have some control, and we have to make decisions, and we have to make the best decisions that we can. Keep plugging along. I've gotta, like, treat myself. I told my friend how sad my potted plants are looking. I haven't put in plants except for 2 little tiny things, and it's just sad. And I told her maybe to reward myself, I will go get a few plants to put in these pots. So that's maybe what I need to do. Look forward to that. Plan out something for you. Maybe it's going and getting a coffee at the end of the day, or whatever it is that is going to give you some excitement to look forward to. Let's find that and focus on that. Keep trying to do the right things. Keep making decisions. Don't give up. Don't curl up. Don't turn on the devices. Don't watch a movie. Don't scroll. It's pedal to the metal, and we have to move forward. So, until we meet again, keep living until you feel alive.